Hey guys, uh, if I see two people live, you can hear me. Can you please comment so I know that it's working right and we can get started? That it's working right. Perfect. It's working. And if you're here right now, please press live, comment live, and if you see this later, please press replay. And there is a link in the on the top of the stream. You can go and I can see your comments as well. So thank you for that. And feel free. So one thing, feel free to ask any questions that you have. This person, Mr. Brian McCartin, like is very long in the game, and he's consistently making 10K a month. So that's our goal, right? And I want to bring someone like from in the person. So he's a dentist and is building his business online. I don't know his plans yet, but we get to see what his plan is and how he's built his business. I'll ask his question. Feel free in the comments. So if you have any questions, feel free to put in the comments. And well, and I'm following Mr. Brian for like long time. He's like I'm in the same program in which Mr. Brian McCartin is SAE. So he's using the same strategies and methods to build his business. So I'm gonna share like how he is building his business and what led him to making 10K a month every single month. So and he I want to then I the real and one more reason I want to bring this person is he's in the game right now. Like I like majority of people in my audience are using Facebook to build their business, and this person is using Facebook as well. So this that's why I choose a biomechanic for my first interview. So this is the first one. So I'm pretty nervous and excited. So let's see how it goes. Let's welcome, guys, Mr. Brian McCartin to this interview.
How you doing?
Good, how are you, man?
Good, real good.
I was just the reason I said come like 2 minutes later. I just giving the introduction. So
Nice.
yes,
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
thank you so much for coming, man, to my community. People can learn a lot, and first time I got introduced to you, you did a SAA interview, right? With
Yes.
Jamie, Chris, and Jacob. So I
Right.
saw your story.
Awesome. Yeah, those are good guys.
Yes, and let's get started then.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So if you can share with my audience, like, what's your story like? What got into you and like you want to do it entrepreneurship for a long time, or like why you got into online
Uh-oh, something happened
affiliate?
right here. Hang on.
Okay,
There we go. Okay.
let's go.
So my story, sorry about that. I have a
No worries.
finicky camera. So my story, I'm a dentist. I do that full time, and I was just having a rough time with the whole 8 to 5 dentistry gig. I thought dentistry would be like an escape from the typical 8 to 5, and it would give me more freedom to kind of live the life that I wanted. But it turned out it's a really stressful job. It's a good job. I get to help a lot of people, but it's really stressful. And I was starting to get burnt out. So I was looking for something different, but I just didn't know what to do. So I was kind of depressed and hopeless. So what I would do at night, I would sit there and I would scroll through Instagram reels, just kind of mindlessly, and Facebook and stuff like that, just wasting time. And I remember I happened upon a video of somebody who was talking about how they made $2,000 in their sleep, and that intrigued me. And I'm like, wait, what? So at the time, I thought I'd click on the link, see what it was about, and it took me to a popular 15-day challenge. Many of you probably know as Legendary Marketer. I followed the funnel through, and I signed up for the challenge. I said, if I'm gonna, what the hell, why not? I'm gonna try this. So I did, and I really committed to it. I was really excited about Dave, and so I did the whole challenge. I bought the blueprints. I did their upgrade, and I went through that whole thing and kind of messed around with what they were trying to do for a little while, like the funnels and the paid ads, email lists, and all that stuff. And I did all that, and I just had a really hard time getting traffic coming in and any sort of sales. So I was getting kind of discouraged. And then that's when somebody reached out to me in the DMs on Facebook one day, who ended up being my first mentor. We had a conversation. He kind of found out that I was struggling, and he booked a phone call with me. And it took 4 phone calls, but I ended up signing up with him. And he was really great. His name's Z Adam. Some of you might have heard of him, but he helped me a lot. And he introduced me to like the organic world of Facebook and how I didn't need paid ads and funnels and all that stuff, and how I could sell just in the DMs. So I started with Legendary Marketer, promoting that, but then he really recommended SAA. So that's when I heard about that. I signed up with SAA, met Jacob, and kind of the rest is history. I got into that, and I fell in love with SAA. I busted through their course in like 2 weeks. I remember taking 2 weeks off work just to go through the course, like rapid fire, and started making some sales within the first couple weeks, some high ticket sales, and that just led to more and more and more, and from there it just grew. So it's been a really great ride. I've had a lot of fun, and now it's been just about a year since I started. Time's just flown by, but it's been a heck of a ride so far, and I'm really excited about it. I'm actually able now to go to part-time in my dentistry job, so that's going to start here sometime in July. I'm going to be able to switch to just doing that 3 days a week because of what's going on with the business online here. So it's afforded me the freedom to switch to part-time, and then I'm hoping within the next 6 months to a year, go full-time with this, and replace dentistry and just do this. So I'm really excited about it.
Love it, man. Love it. Like from dentist to this all. So how long you said when you're going part time?
Yeah, so I'm going to switch to like I'm full time now, but my contract comes up for renewal in July. So I've already talked to the office, and I'm like, look, I want to go part time. So it's going to work out really nicely. I'll be able to just work 3 days a week on dentistry, and then 4 days a week with my online business, and really start scaling. That's my plan, is to really start growing it, because I had to fit this all in between the job, my wife and kids, and In the business, I only had a couple hours a day to actually work my affiliate marketing business. And so that was a challenge to fit it all in. And I managed to do a lot with that. But now I'm ready to scale to the next level. And I frankly just need more time to do that. So the part-time is going to give me the opportunity to do more and start growing this business quite a bit.
What's your next question with this like whole thing? What's your goal? Like you want to scale this up. So what kind of like scaling like 20K monthly, 50K monthly? What your plans are?
I mean, I'd love to get to a place where I'm doing 100K a month. I don't want I think the big thing is you just have to decide what type of business you want. And for me, my why is more time with my wife and kids, and ability to work wherever I want, and really ultimately do as little work as possible while still getting my clients amazing results. Um, so I don't want to just field phone calls 8 hours a day. I don't want to have a huge team of setters and closers and all these guys, salespeople. I don't want to work at an office and run a big giant corporation. I've already done that, and I want to get out of that. So what I'm looking for is just a small group of people to work with me and grow to something where I can pretty much have whatever I want as far as a financial standpoint and time standpoint. And I don't need to have this huge, massive, stressful business managing people, because that's what I've done my whole life is management, and that is stressful. So I'm looking to build a more like a low key type business that still provides me what I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's the big benefit. I've seen this myself as well. Like you can build your business in your own way, like it's a personal branding. So it's my business. I'm gonna run it my way, and you decide if you want to join or not. That's great, man. That's great.
Yeah,
And yeah. So the next question is, let's stop it. uh, so for someone like new in the business, somebody who's just starting out is worried like how anybody trust me, like how to build credibility basically, like with your own experience, how someone can build credibility when they have no results.
So this is a real common question I get. I'm glad you asked that. For me, what happened early on was I started that way too. I didn't have any results. Um, all I had was a course that I had gone through and a mentor that I'd signed up with, and that was it. So I just got into the DMs, started, going through the organic process of adding people and having cold conversations with people who accepted my friend request. And instead of just trying to pitch, I just focused on developing immense trust with the people I was talking to. So really getting to know them, spending time building rapport, just finding out what they wanted, what their challenges were, what they were looking for. And I would tell anyone who's starting out, focus not on other affiliate marketers. You're not gonna sell them. Don't accept any friend requests that are coming in when you're brand new, because most likely they're trying to sell you something. They're not just excited to buy from you, some person that hasn't done anything. So I realized that pretty quick. I didn't accept any requests, and I focused on the people that were below me on like the knowledge level of affiliate marketing. So people who are just discovering it, people who are in programs like Legendary that were trying to mess around with funnels and paid ads. Those were the people I reached out to and added into my audience. And when I had conversations with them about how I had this path, oh yeah, I'm working with my mentor. I've got this awesome course that he's got me going through. And it's allowing me to figure out a way that I'm confident I'm going to be able to get similar results to these people, Blake Fontana and Jacob Karras and Mia Drag and all these guys that were killing it at the time and still are. I was able to tell them, like, check this out. So I would send screenshots of the results from like the Facebook pages that I was a part of. I would kind of give them a run through of the course, but only after I had really built up a good relationship with them. And that's how I got my first 2 sales. And from there, once you have that first sale or 2, it's so much easier at that point. You just have to really let go of trying to get the sale, and just figure out how much value you can provide to someone and how much you can help them. So I would say just answer their questions based on what you know from the program you've signed up for, and help them as much as you can. And if that means you maybe get a video testimonial, awesome. Use that in your content, in your stories, to start to build your brand. And then when you get that first sale, leverage that. Talk about it. Talk about your wins. Talk about what you're learning. Let people see your journey from start to grow and finish. And that's really attractive to people. I would tell you, don't try to be an authority. Own the fact that you're brand new, and but that you have a direction, you have guidance, you have a course, you have a skill set you've developed, and you can help people in that way, as long as you're focusing on the right people, not people that are at your level or above you. You're never going to get anywhere with that.
Yeah, this is really helpful. I'm learning it well too, so it's great. And this is kind of business one, and this really gets a lot of people in head. So how to handle with with family, when family and friends when you're doing something new on Facebook? Because I remember I was so afraid to put the commitment post, and even that after building, and then when you're in the flow, but in the beginning, how to handle that? Like, you are on that level, you have helped so many people in that too. So how can someone do that?
So what I did, for me, it was really easy because I never was active on Facebook or really Instagram or anything. I didn't post for like 2 years on Facebook. So I had a ton of family, friends, other dental colleagues, but nobody knew that I was even on because I never interacted with the profile. So what I did is and you don't have to do this obviously, but what I did is I just deleted all my friends, family, and blocked them all, so that nobody had to see what I was up to and get my constant posts. It was easy for me because of that, but most people have an active profile and they are posting things and they have family that they're interacting with. So what I would recommend in that case is start a new profile and make that your business profile. And then you can block all your friends and family and all that stuff from seeing your stuff. So that way you can still have your personal profile where you can continue to post personal stuff and your family will see it and they're not going to get blasted with business messages. And then you can go on your business profile and do your business stuff. The alternative to that is just owning it with your family and friends and putting out a accountability posts at the beginning and saying, hey, look, I'm doing this new online business. Here's the deal. You can expect you're going to start seeing a lot of content coming your way that may or may not interest you at all, which is super fine. I'm not going to try to sell you anything, but this is what I'm up to. If you don't like it, just unfollow. But that's what I'm about to do. So either way works. It's just about, where you're at and whether or not you want to own up to it. My parents still don't understand what I do. And my wife barely understands what I do. I don't feel like I need to explain it to anybody because it's really hard to get people to get like normal people. I call them like normies,
Normal
career
people, yeah.
people that are traditional workplace type people to understand that this is not some scam or scheme or something like that, or pyramid scheme. So I just don't bother. I'm just like, yeah, doing this online thing. It's working. I have a side business that's working really well. And that's about all I say.
That's kind of my as well. Literally no one that I know in reality. Like, online space, everybody knows what I do, right? But in my life, nobody understands what I do, because you can't even. I try explaining, but they can't understand because you're so deep into it now, and you
Right.
can't. You can't really explain like what you really do, right? It's just making. I use YouTube as well, so they say what you do on YouTube, and
Right.
I'm just done now. I don't explain anymore.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's no way to know, so, or to get it across to them. I did one time try with one of my cousins, and like the whole time he was like questioning it and thinking it was a scam, and I was like, you know what? Okay, it works. I'm making money. I'm helping a lot of people. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
So, um, I just gave up trying to explain it.
Me too, man. Me too, and I totally understand that.
Mhm.
This is really helpful for the like new people
Mhm.
still building. So thank you so much for that.
Absolutely.
And I see you have the next one is you have monetized your Facebook group in a really nice way because I'm following you from the day I saw your interview. I saw what you do, and there should be a balance like when you monetize and when you provide value. So
Absolutely.
how can someone do that? Like provide value. I love providing value. If someone is building a group and on your profile as well, building value and building trust is the one side. So how to balance the monetization and the value in your
So,
content or in your group?
so that's a good question. So I generally try to do like 2 to 3 call to action posts a week. And then 2 to 3 value posts a week or something along those lines. And then in between where there's extra days or where I don't have a lot of energy, I'll just do like some sort of lifestyle type post, which is just me hanging out playing Legos with my kids or something that has nothing to do with online marketing, but maybe says like something about, oh, this is my why. Um, so it's pretty straightforward for me. I try not to overwhelm people, and you kind of get a read for it. But I would tell people the biggest thing is don't worry about engagement. It's a myth, like it's not important because I traditionally get very little engagement on any of my call to action posts. The key though is making sure you're building an audience of people that understand what it is you're doing and expect to be pitched to or like understand you're a marketer. Um, so make sure your profile is congruent with that. Your picture on your cover makes it real clear. So when they accept your friend request, they know going in, okay, he's an online marketer.
Things
He's going
gonna
to,
happen.
yeah, he's going to potentially say something about selling stuff and make sure you're adding people from those types of avatar groups and things like that that match what you're trying to do. So and have a good description that really is clear about what you do and maybe like a pinned post that talks about your story or something, so it's really really crystal clear. And then just from there just get people used to the fact that you're gonna pitch them. So don't be ashamed, just do it. And if it's going to take some time, but focus primarily on you and yourself as the brand. And I would tell people, especially early on, not to be like, my mentor does this, my mentor does that. Um, you can tell them that later, but in your content, you want to really make people understand that you're the one that is the trusted advisor they're going to be coming to because they've accepted your request because they like you and your content, not because they like your mentor. So if all you do is talk about your mentor, they're going to be like, well, I'm just going to go find their mentor. Um, so yeah, I get back into your question. I would say like a couple times a week, just balance it and get a feel for where you're at. Like if you're not getting a ton of engagement, maybe start doing some value, or if you just did a launch or a big thing like that, maybe do a month of just value. But it's really hard to get anyone to buy from you if you're not pitching. But a lot of it happens in the DMs anyway. So anyone who engages with your stuff, whether it's a value post or a call to action post, those are people you can talk to in the DMs. Hey, thanks for liking my story, or thanks for liking my post. How's everything going for you? And start up a conversation that way. Those aren't cold leads. Those are more like lukewarm leads. And those can be really beneficial to talk to. So you don't always have to have real clear calls to action all the time. Um, People engaging your stuff want to hear
Sometimes
what you're at.
soft call to action like profile to join my group, soft call to action like
Exactly. And
still.
then use your group questions as the call to action. So that's a big thing I've been doing is like make sure your group questions have a call to action in them. Like you can ask them what a challenge is, what a goal is, or an email address, and then say something like, hey, I'm in a program where people are averaging XYZ number per month, or my mentor is showing me how to get to X. Or if you've had some results, say, if you want to see how I was able to hit 5K in the last 30 days or 60 days or 90 days, um, would it be cool if I reached out to you to kind of talk about what's that, what's involved with that? So have some sort of call to action in your group question, and if they raise their hand to that, then boom, you automatically have an opportunity to reach out and talk to them.
I like that. I like that. And one thing, just a little bit on this one. Like we're talking about the group and all that. I I'm big on helping people building their communities like Facebook group. Have a group. It's so
Mhm.
important. Can you go like a minute or two on that? Because you have a group. I love your group and I see what things can happen from the group. Like can you importance of having a community, Facebook group or any importance of community, having your own community.
It is very important. And what's cool about this whole game is there's a lot of ways to do it that are work well. But what I've come to appreciate about groups is that it's your audience within your audience. Like, so you've got your profile, and those are anyone who's accepted your friend request and stuck around. Um, and then you've got the people that have gone that extra step to join your group because they want to see more of what you have to say. So those people really are dialed in, and it's a smaller audience usually than your profile. They're going to see your stuff more than likely, and they especially want to see what you have to say, not just everybody else on the feed that comes with it. So I personally recommend, like, when you're first starting out, I mean, for me, I did almost everything on my profile. I had a group, but I didn't post in it very often, and part of me kind of regrets that. So now, what I try to do is have my profile be more personal and broad topics and things like that, and less super specific stuff like what I'm doing in my more like what I'm doing in my life, kind of general maybe results posts, things like that. And then if people want more information, I draw them into the group. And that's where I give my real value and like my special information. I do my lives, things like that within the group, because that's people that are really tuned in to me personally. So I would say most definitely it's all about the community and having your own personalized audience. And that's why I think scarcity is such a bad mindset to have. Like, oh, there's too many marketers out there making money. I'll never be able to blend it, get in and make money. The reality is anyone who accepts your friend request or joins your group wants to see what you have to say. And they're yours. That's your private audience. That might not be my audience and might not be Jacob Karras's audience. They're just your audience. And so they like you. And so that's big. And that's why anyone can do well at this.
Yeah, in the beginning, me as well. I was so confused, like when to post in the graph. But slowly, when you start posting, you see what people like engagement, and like I'm doing this interview. This is my first interview, and thank you so much for making it so
Cool.
comfortable. I like it now. I don't know why. And this we can do interviews and to go live, and there's so much we can do, right? And there are specific people there they can watch it, and it's like because I did this thing as well that I told you like I will try to focus on the volume, like more people in the group. Advertisement, like more people in the group, they more people want to see it. That's a big factor to help people get to the group and know you better and know how what you are linking with, like networking with other people.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah,
It's a
yeah.
good thing to have. And it's something I would focus on early on.
And when did you start your group? When you joined SAA or
Yeah. Like when SAA told me in the training to start a group, that's when I did it. Like I was so into SAA. I still love SAA. And Jacob is one of my mentors,
yeah?
one-on-one mentors. So I'm all about SAA. And so when I think it was section 9 of the training at the
I
time when
still go back.
yeah, when it was SAA 1.0, I think it was the module 9 is when they talk about building your group. So that's when I did. And I started then actively getting involved with the group.
Oh, okay. I still go, like I still go to SA like to see like to the growth and monetization. I still go there. So I know, but I still go there. So it's really powerful.
Yep.
Understand? I have two really powerful ones. So imagine that your whole business is gone for some reason. So, like something happened, Facebook and all that stuff, and you have to start from scratch. And with all, all your like learning mistakes, and you have all still have all the knowledge. And what you gonna do this time differently?
So if Facebook disappeared, even temporarily or forever, a big thing that I've always gotten from people is emails. Um, so that eh, having a backup plan, like, that's protected from things like that, is important. I've never sent an email, like a marketing email, but I
Okay.
have dozens and dozens of emails because everyone I book a call with or send some get in my group or whatever, I collect the email. In Facebook, when you accept someone in your group, you can't. I do everything from my phone, like 99% of stuff. So you can't save that information when they answer your question. So I just screenshot it and put it in a folder on my phone. So I have a laundry list of emails, um, between my DMs, like my call lists and all that stuff that I can go back to. And that's where I would start. And I would do like what you're doing. I would get on YouTube. That would be my next thing, would be to find another social media platform, build an audience. I mean, if all social media went away, I would take the skills that I know about marketing and I would go out in the real world and do traditional marketing. But that's
100%.
what's so cool about, I hate, I'm just going to plug it. SAA is amazing because it teaches you the fundamentals of marketing, instead of just relying on Facebook and relying on them. It's going to show you how to market anywhere, anytime, anything based on building yourself as the brand. So that's what really I got out of that. And I would say that's what's so valuable, is to understand that you're bulletproof from all those problems. And that's why I'm not a big fan of the done for you, sell for you, close for you type programs, or like the traffic solo ads and stuff, because if those guys retire someday or shut down or get whatever, what are you going to do? Like, you don't have the skills to close. You don't have the skills to do phone calls or message
Marketing, book
marketing,
calls.
any of that. You've relied completely on someone else. Maybe you made a lot of money, but that is really dangerous, and you're not leveraged. Like, you're not safe and protected from them disappearing. So the
Like
branding is critical.
this is big thing for me as well. Like if when I see someone 95% done for you or somebody want this, I just run. I don't care because if somebody don't want to put in the work. It's I don't think people have got results. I don't see, but I just don't want that.
Right. It's not the right mindset. Like, it's hard to turn that mindset around from someone who wants everything handed to them, or passive income from the start. It's really hard to help people understand that, like, you can get passive income, but you have to build to that. There's no such thing as like reliable, constant early on, especially passive income. Um, that's bulletproof. That's going to be safe from somebody just closing up their business, and that happens all the time. I've seen it in the last year. I've seen so many marketers and programs and courses and stuff shut down, and people just disappear from Facebook completely. So if you're reliant on someone else, what happens when your mentor just disappears one day, like, or whatever? I
What
mean,
you
you
gonna
don't know
do,
where they
right?
live. Like, you can't get your money back. Like, there's no way to know. So you have to protect yourself,
And
learn skills.
this realization like a god like sometime ago like assets with these group my YouTube channel profile. These are basically assets that make us money, right? Like help us make money, help other people, help create value. And if you're not building assets, you have no assets, you have not a skill set asset, what you got?
Nothing. Yeah, you're
It's
absolutely.
like it's just a fluff, like you don't have anything, just making money, like something. for a while and something goes off and it's done. So
Absolutely.
thanks going on that. Yeah.
Hmm.
This one is, we all, everybody, I think, can learn. Nobody can learn without mistakes. What would be you say, like you have a lot of experience now and you are constantly making money, helping others. What is the biggest lessons and mistakes you had for reaching where you are today?
So one of them was not being myself completely in my content and in my way I represented my brand. So, for example, my first cover photo, and that I had for a long time, was me dressing like a business professional. I had like a really nice shirt and tie on, standing with like a pose, like doing something like this, holding my watch or something like that, trying to look all cool and like professional. And then my content was really toned down. Like it was more like um, eloquent and like well written and like very specific and no swearing and none of that, like not really true to who I was. And where I really what happened is I got burnt out with that. Like I was so tired of putting on a show, and I've always thought in my life I had to do that. Goes for dentistry, that goes for people that aren't familiar with me. Like I'm a real sarcastic, quirky, like funny guy. Like I like to poke fun at stuff and kind of poke the bear a little bit. And I was trying to be like everybody's friend. And so I would say the big lesson I learned, and it's why I've recently kind of rebranded myself,
I will
is
talk about that. I will talk about that.
yeah, it's because I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to put on this show anymore. Like I'm going to be me. And I wear t-shirts. I swear a lot. I'm sarcastic. I can get upset. Like I have a past that's not perfect. And so I'm going to own it and just be me. And that's when I felt really like revived in the business, because after like 9 months of pretending to be a professional, I didn't try to be a guru. I never tried to be like, I have all the answers and I make millions of dollars. I always owned that I was a beginner, but I was not being myself as far as my appearance and my writing. So even now as a mentor myself, before I was all like trying to be everybody's friend. I didn't want to have confrontation. I didn't want to like call people on their BS. And now I'm like, you know what? If I see BS, I'm going to call you on it. I'm going to say, look, this is why things aren't working for you. You need to cut this crap out and start doing this, and this will help you. And if you're not going to do the work, this isn't going to work. And more of the tough love that I'm actually am, like with my kids and stuff, versus what I think people want to hear and see and stuff like that. So that's the biggest lesson I would tell people from the get-go. It's scary, but just be yourself.
When I saw that too, I saw your cover change. I was like, what is happening? I read the post too. And that was, I just loved it, man. I don't know if somebody said it to you or not. I just loved it with the way you did that. Like, I'm going to be the real me now. And I really like it. I love
Good. I'm
it.
glad, man. I am, because it feels a hell of a lot better, and I don't have to
You
feel
just
like,
feel, just,
yeah,
uh,
you can breathe. Like you can be yourself. And it's so much easier to write when you're that way. Like you don't have to think it through so much and proofread so much. You just let it spill out like you would in a conversation. I think so many people have a hard time in the DMs and in their content because they don't talk like they normally talk to other people in real life. So I always tell people, like, think of it like you met somebody on the airplane and you're stuck sitting next to them for 3 hours. Like, you're not going to be like, from the get go, you're not going to be like, oh, hey, I've got this business. Do you want to buy this thing for me? Like, I have a link. Do you want to check it out? No, you're going to have a real conversation with them. Like, you're going to get to know them. You're going to find out stuff. And if it seems like they're a cool person, like, you'll continue to talk to them, and maybe they'll ask you about what you do. Where are you heading to? Oh, I'm going to a conference. Oh, what do you do? Like, it just becomes more natural. And so I think
Yes.
that's what's so important. And so many people like turn into these robots when they're talking in the DMs because they think they have to act a certain way. And that's what gets you ghosted, really, because people see through that BS. They want to talk to real people.
100%. That is big one in this game. I realize this in the earlier two is so big, and
Mhm.
I want to say something but I forgot.
And that's how you should be on your calls too. And that's why I think for high ticket, I know a lot of people bash calls, but I have my best success on a Zoom call because people can see who you are. They can see your mannerisms. You can laugh. You can have a real conversation with someone instead of trying to like do this perfect thinking through your response. You just go for it. And it wasn't until I just started being myself on the phone and not caring so much about what's the thing that's going to make them buy, and just instead having a conversation, that people start to trust you. They're like, okay. I had a guy last night on a call that was like, you seem like a real straight shooter. Send me your stuff. I'm interested to check it out. I want to see what you're up to. Because, and I won't string you along. I don't have time to look at it now, but I'm going to look at it. And um, you seem like a really cool guy. I couldn't do that if it was in the DMs. It's much harder to do that in the DMs and sell in the DMs, especially when you don't have any results. So that's why I would tell people like anything you can to get them on the phone. And then even if the call is simply just providing value and helping them answer questions the first time, and maybe later you get on a second call if they ask, if they seem interested, it's so much easier to convey tone, to convey expression and stuff like that.
And this is a big one. Like Jacob says this all the time. Like real relationships start when they say yes. So if they know that this is what's gonna happen, imagine we sell someone and they don't really know us, they and they just totally opposite our style. And when they say yes, they buy. They're not gonna get results because
Right.
they don't really trust us, or
Yeah.
we don't have that. So it's really to find your people, right?
Yep. Absolutely. Because otherwise you're going to be doing a lot of filtering, and you're going to be working with people you don't want to work with. If you're not being true to yourself, you're going to find that you're helping people you don't really want to help. And because you aren't being yourself, you're going to attract people that aren't your kind of people. So again, it's just from the get-go, own yourself, own where you're at, own your fact that you don't have any results, own your journey, and just be true to who you are, and talk like you really talk, and you'll have so much more success and less stress than just sitting there like for an hour looking at your content, like pouring over, like, how do I edit this and make this perfect so that everyone buys it? Um, it's not what it's about. People appreciate genuine marketers. Like
Genuine.
they want someone genuine. And what's cool about that is nobody is you. So you're going to stand out because you're yourself, and nobody can copy that. Like if you try to be this professional and perfect, you're going to just be bland like the rest of them, and you're going to be cookie cutter and blend right in, and no one's going to notice you. It's when you're really true to yourself that your audience is like, I like the way you talk. I like the way you think. Nobody else talks like that. Well, that's right. Nobody else does, because you're a unique individual.
Yes, and this thing really hit in me. I was watching first interview of Jacob, and this thing he said, the same day you are having, nobody in the world is having that. Like I'm talking to Brian McCartin right now, and I'm I did this in the morning, and I have plans for the nobody did this. Nobody's in here in Vancouver living my life. Only me, and I can share this experience. Like I have this interview, like only me did that. So there's not even a competition. I would say.
Exactly. Again, that's why scarcity is a myth. Like there's so much out there because your audience wants to hear what you have to say, not what you think they want to hear. They're attracted to your personality, just like in the real world. Like your friends like your personality. Some might not. So what? They can
So
go join
what?
somebody else's group. There's so many. There's like billions of people online. So what?
600, 621 million Facebook groups. I did a research.
Yeah. See, like so. So what if they don't like it? So what? Attract the people that do, and then you'll work with the people you want. You'll be way more satisfied. You're gonna get more sales, and you're gonna have an easier time converting because you're being true to yourself. People see through the BS. They really, really do.
Like we can see it too. When you started, I started, we can see and real people like what they're really all about. We read posts, we see videos, we can
Mhm.
understand easily. So in that mindset, I think, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And this 40, we are at 45-minute mark, so I'll keep it short. And just the last one, you elaborated a little bit on the euphoria as well. So what's the plan for the future? Like if we do it, if we do the same interview 1 year ago on 10th of June 2023, so where do you want to find yourself? I would say.
So the goal for me is kind of what I touched on before. Like within a year from now, I'd like to not be doing dentistry other than maybe teaching 1 day a week just to stay fresh, keep my license active because it is a skill and it's recession proof. So it's nice to still have that skill. I don't want to lose that.
Understand?
I still like it, just not every day. So I plan on being like that and then marketing full time. But by full time, I mean like 3 to 5 hours a day working this from home or wherever. Um, Money's not an issue, and maybe have a small team where it's just me, maybe like a sales type person to help with closing, and a tech guy, and something like that. Someone maybe to help me book calls, but like max 4 people on a team doing 30 to 60K a month or more. But the biggest thing is I need to help a lot of people to get there. So I'd like to have a real active group. I want to be active on other profiles, and I want to reach more people because I just feel like right now, the way the world is trending, more and more people are leaving their jobs, and this is to me really recession proof as
100%.
well. Yeah,
100%.
because you are the business, so it's your work that's going to determine your results. So that's where I'd like to be. I'd like to retire my wife to not have to work too. Like I want to be able to provide
Okay.
where we all can just relax and do our thing and go on vacations when we want. Like the dream, like that's the dream. And for me, it's just not missing any of my kids' moments as they grow up because they're just growing up too quick. So that's what I want. But the only way that's going to happen, like I said, is to just help an immense number of people. Um,
And this
that's
is big as well. Like in the beginning, you can't even believe like this can happen,
mhm.
and you have this belief now, and this is the faith. Like you have this faith, like this is gonna happen. When you do certain things, it's gonna happen, and it's gonna happen.
Yep. Yeah. To me, it's just a matter of time. You have to have that
Okay.
self belief too. Like it gets you through the tough times. I just posted about this yesterday, but like on my story, but it's so important even at a higher level to have mentors. Even Jacob has a mentor.
Yeah.
Um, and his mentor has a mentor. Like the reality is there's going to be a lot of ups and a lot of downs in this business, and you have to be able to weather those storms and get through them. And that's where having a support network really is so valuable, and having a strong why to turn back to. So that's big for me. And I would tell anybody like just try not to get discouraged and really believe that if someone else can do this, you can do it too. Because the fact is, I'm not special. Um, I'm just very, I would say the quality that you need to have is just tenacious and just extreme discipline to like do this every day. But only reason that happens is because my why is like this is not an option for me. I have to do this. I cannot fail. There is no fail. There is no like give up because I will not work for 25 more years in a job that I hate. It'll kill me mentally, physically. It's going to kill me, and I can't live that way. So this has to work. And when you have that mindset, it keeps you fueled to like show up and do the work, because it's not a lot of work. I mean, I do it all in a couple hours a day. It's not a
Yeah.
lot of work compared to like your job that you go and do 9 hours a day. This is nothing. Like if you could show up for 2 hours and do this online from your phone or whatever,
Mhm.
really not that hard to put up a post and have some conversations with people. You probably do that already every day at work. Have conversations with people, sell
Share
stuff.
thoughts.
Yeah, whatever you do,
Yeah.
you're interacting, most likely interacting with the public. So this is not that different, and I don't know why so many people are scared of the fact that it's because it's online. It's not a real job. Like it is
It is a real job.
job. You have to look at it like you look at your job and commit to it like it's a real business and own it.
Uh, One thing I was just preparing for this interview, right? I was just having the first time, so I was like, yeah, I will do whatever I can. So I saw your interview from the essay from back, and you said this one line. You have this favorite grocery store, and it opens 3 times a week, and you don't even know when time is opens, and who's gonna buy. And this line, I use that like I go on calls daily, basically, right? I have used it to help other people, and the mind blows because they understand like you have to go
Yeah.
every day, and these line he used, and this is really helping me out.
Yeah, I mean it helps you relate to the reality of this is no different than a brick and mortar business. If you treat it like a side hustle, uh, you will have side hustle results. Like you're not going to have a life changing experience. It's when you realize that you are the brand, you are Walmart or whatever store you're in, and you got to show up every day at certain hours so people know what they can expect. And otherwise, they're gonna just move on. They'll go to Safeway or whatever because they need groceries, and they're gonna go to whoever's open and available. They're not gonna wait and walk like stand out front of your door waiting for you to finally show up and open the doors. So show up for your audience, especially early on when you're first starting. You need to really focus on daily action and providing value. Because you're nobody yet. No offense, but you're nobody. Like no one knows who you are. When you finally build a brand and a name and a reputation, you can slow down, and then people really look forward to your stuff. Like when Apple only puts out a phone once every year, and everybody stands in line because it's like, oh,
This is
that
really one,
happens because they have a super solid brand that they built. But when they were first starting out, nobody knew or cared who they were. They had to work super hard to build that brand.
marketing, build a brand,
Yeah,
everything,
like
right? Yeah.
build the trust. Like, why should I buy this? This BlackBerry is perfectly fine. Like, I don't care about your phone. Like, I don't need it.
True,
You
true, true.
know?
Yeah.
So they had to wow their audience with the best product, and now they don't have to show up every day. They've created that buzz where now they can come, but you have to earn that. You really have
Earn
to earn
that
that.
trust,
Mhm.
authority, and like you are the best, and you have to believe it. Then people see it.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. But you know what? It's interesting. Like Jacob still posts every day. So
Yeah,
every day he
I
does.
I have seen mentors and like a lot of stuff. One thing is big. He's in the game, so he really understand the game. So that's why he can share real experience with the people who are building this business. Some
Hmm.
people like, just made the courses and they're off, and I have seen that. I have my share of mistakes. Me too. So I don't really want anything happen to other person. Like this is my big why as well, because some people are just selling the courses. They're not really in the business
Right.
and just charging big high ticket, and they don't understand. If you this is my experience, you ask questions and they don't understand, and they say like, yeah, they do this. Like you don't know what's happening in the market, man. You don't know. So
Right.
this is
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. So I that again it comes back to building the type of business that you want. And you can do that $10,000 course, sell them the course and disappear, maybe do group calls here and there.
Yeah.
But you can also be down there in the weeds and build intimate relationships, have like an inner circle of people that
Yes.
you really want to work with. And that's the type of business that I want to build. It's like working with a small group of people that's just all about me and wants to hear from what I have to say, and that I can really help build their business. and maybe that's on a recurring stream of income, like where it's like year-long deals, and that's what I'm a part of now, with a couple inner circles, and I love it. Like those are the things I look forward to every week, are those calls, with those inner circle calls, because it's a tight-knit group of people that are all very, very driven, and it's you learn so much in those circles versus like the guy that sells his course for $9,000 or $10,000 and then disappears.
Yes.
It's just a
And
different way to run it.
so Brian's McCartin Inner Circle is coming soon.
What's that?
So Brian's McCartin Inner Circle is coming soon.
Sure, soon, someday.
And
That's in the plans. That's in the works. Is to have
okay.
that happen at some
My
point.
goal, my one as a goal is that too, because I learned from Jacob as well. So that is, I want to have that too. That is like super powerful. I think so. Super powerful.
It's just more fun. Like I feel like for me, like I had mentors that did it the other way, and I have mentors that do it this way, like Jacob. And I personally, it's nothing wrong. I just personally prefer this style because to me, it's more fun to work with people that I really want to work
That
with.
you understand that they have the results and that they understand what you're trying to say, and they're gonna implement as well.
Yeah, those are like people that I can hang out with in real life. Like
Yes.
that to me is something I can do long term. I'd have a really hard time just doing 9,000 sales calls a month and sell for 20 years. Like I don't know if I could do that. Like that would burn me out. Whereas like having a tight knit group of people that pays me on a regular basis, but I provide them awesome results. That to me is a much better way to live, personally. And again, it just,
100%.
what kind of business do you want to build?
100%. And now we are at 57. So we're gonna wrap this up now. And
Sure.
where can like my audience find you? Where can people find you and see what you're doing? And if you want to share something.
Yeah. So the best thing to do if you want to see what I'm about is just search my name, Brian McCartin. You can join my profile. I'll accept your friend request, and then like reach out, send a DM, and I can get you into my group too. And you can see, like for me, what I'm doing right now personally. I kind of mentioned I have a coaching program and a course that I run. The niche is really how to do this all with a job and a family in just a couple hours a day. Like that's what I consider my specialty, is teaching people that have jobs that don't want to quit their job yet to do this because they have a ton of responsibilities and obligations, how you can still take a side hustle and turn it into 5-figure months consistently with all of that.
Because you have done yourself for that, right?
Right. And that's why it works. And so I teach that. So if you're in that situation or you just want to learn and see what I'm up to, that's what I would recommend. But the biggest thing, join up, shoot me a DM. And I'd love to talk to anyone who's interested in hearing about how they can do that too. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, guys. I would say if you're new and starting out, just believe you can do it. It's so cliche to say trust the process, but the reality is that's exactly what I did with SAA. And you can do it too. It works.
Amazing.
If
Man.
you work it, you got to work.
And like, thank you so much for coming up.
This was a lot
And
of fun.
yeah, this is fun. This is the first time, and I know this. You made this fun. This is really fun.
You're a natural, man. You're a good interviewer. You ask really good questions, well thought out questions. So I
thank you so
appreciate
much.
it. I think you should do more of these.
Thank you so much, man. I have plans coming in, so I thought like what I do, something comes in. Like I started a YouTube channel this way as well, so have a plan, just implement it, see what happens. I like YouTube and I like this now, so you
That's
never
awesome.
know what's thing gonna lead to. Just for other people that they can learn as well. You never know what's gonna lead to, right? So
Right. Imperfect action. Just do it. It doesn't have to be
yes.
perfect. Just if you got an idea, just get out there and just do it. Say it, whatever. I love it.
What's gonna happen? Anyways,
Nothing.
man.
Yeah, exactly. The worst that happens is it doesn't work and you try something else. Like, but
Yeah.
whatever. It's a test. It's all a game of testing.
100%, man. Okay, sir. I'm gonna let you go now, and I'll put a
Thanks
Brian's
again.
profile in the description as well, so people can reach out easily. And you have a great weekend, man.
You too. Thanks again.
Bye bye.
Bye.